I think it's really been a staple of our game for the last few years. We got big, strong forwards that like to get in on the forecheck, and I think that's a big key to our success. And the challenge that Chicago poses is they got some big guys on their team, and they also rely on their speed and quickness. So for us to be successful in our physical aspect of games, we need to put pucks into good spots and make it hard. They got a lot of good puck-moving defensemen who can maneuver really well back there, so it's a matter of ultimately putting pucks in the right spot.
Anze, I'll follow up on with you as far as, have you guys seen in the last two playoffs a team that's this fast, this skilled, and has this much depth of scoring?
I got to think a little bit, but well, we've certainly faced, I guess a little bigger bodies in the past, so maybe not as small and as quick, but the thing is, it's not going to change a whole lot to what we have to do to make us successful. Just as Brownie was saying before, we still want to be a physical team. We still want to put pucks in good places where we can forecheck and, at the end of the day, spend as much time in their zone as we can and, make them defend.
Right here. To you guys, forwards on the ends here, just kind of following up on what you said, putting the pucks in the right place too, getting on their D that moves the puck on their good first pass pretty darn well. Does it really just boil down to just getting on their D faster too, besides putting the puck in the right place?
Yeah, well, you got to put it in where, we have a chance to get it back first and foremost, and not, just chase them out of the zone, because we all know, they have some really mobile defensemen that they can wheel the net, and next thing you know, you're defending in your own zone. So, you want to make it hard on them. We want to be physical against them, but, that all starts with our play coming up the ice and making sure that we don't have any turnovers first and foremost, and, when we do get in their zone, to keep it there as much as we can.
Jonathan over here, can you talk a little bit about the Blackhawks, what you know of them, what you have experienced from facing them in the 3 regular season games from this year?
Well, obviously they got not just their top 2 lines, but all 4 lines are very skilled and dangerous. They got a great goalie in Crawford, and some great defensemen. So it's, they're a great team from front to back. Obviously for me, it's my concern is more so with, the depth of their forwards, and you think about the kind of the big 4 there with Host, Taves, Kane, and Sharp. Oh, I'm sorry.
Forget about him.
Like those 4 guys that could all shoot the puck really well, and great vision as well. So it's when they have the puck, you're just trying to read all the situations all the scenarios that they could go through, and we definitely have our work cut out for us.
Jonathan, right here. You haven't really faced a team that has this kind of offensive power so far yet in the playoffs. What things does the Hawks do that you have to prepare for that you haven't quite dealt with so far in the postseason?
Well, to give St. Louis and San Jose credit, I think both those teams have some guys that are really good offensively and can create stuff. You look at Joe Thornton and what he's been able to do over his career, and guys like that we played against last series are difficult to cover. So with that said, they're obviously they're a highly skilled team. They got a lot of guys that can play really well in the offensive zone. I think the biggest way we're gonna kind of counter that is being quick on our end when they do dump pucks in, getting pucks out of our end as quick as we can, so we're spending more time in their zone. Obviously our penalty kill is going to have to come up and play big, especially on the road here. But yeah, I mean, we still got some work to do as far as video and get to know him a little bit better before tomorrow afternoon.
Dustin, last round you were down there with third line, kind of more of a defensive role, I guess, and then today it looks like you're back to more normal environs. Trying to boost the offense a little bit there, or what do you think they're looking for you there?
I think it's, at the end of the day, it's about putting the lineup, giving ourselves as a team a best chance to win. It's not about where individuals play or who you're playing with. It's about giving the team the best opportunity to win. And at that, I went down to the third line with Kinger and Louis, and obviously the big hole was there with Stoley being out. And I thought we were really effective against the San Jose third line. It put a lot of pressure on them and found a way to, I think, be pretty effective in the 2 games that I played down there. And it's just a matter of finding that balance and getting guys going on different aspects of their game. And I thought it was a good change at the time. It kind of gave the Sharks a different look, something to think about. Our lines were probably a little more even, and at the end of the day, we got the wins we needed to win the series. And again, it's about the best possible lineup for any particular game.
Dustin, over here. The stylistically, the Chicago-Detroit series got a lot of rave reviews for the attractiveness of the game, I guess, and I don't hear much of that about your guys and your games. What do you have any thoughts on whether it matters what kind of game you play as long as you win, or?
We could bore you all to death if we keep on winning. I could care less what the game, what people think of our game. Talk about growing the game, and we found something that's successful for us as a group, and sometimes people don't think it's exciting. Some people, it depends on your opinion. I mean, there's a lot of people that thought our St. Louis series was really boring because we only scored X amount of goals. I think there's things that make playoff hockey exciting, and it's not always about goal scoring. You look back last year to the Philly Pitt series, and everyone thought that was the greatest series ever. And from a player standpoint, I don't know, when you give up 10 or 8 goals in a game, that's very good hockey. So, but we found what makes us successful, and we're going to continue to do that.
Ajay, if you do get Jarrett back, I know you guys can't know for sure, but what would that mean to you if and when he does come back?
Well, he's been our best face-off guy all year, so that's another strength, I guess, and on the PK and even on PP if he does play. So it gives us a right-handed face-off man that we didn't have when he went out. I mean, we did have Trevor for a little bit, and he's been great, but getting Jared back is again, if he does come back, a valuable penalty killer too.
Dustin, 2 years ago, you guys lost in the first round for the second year in a row. You go from losing in the first round to winning the cup to this year getting further than any cup defending champion has gone in a long time. How much of that growth and that leap was mental? I mean, obviously there's players added and things happen, but how much of that was mental and belief?
I think most of it. I mean, you don't understand what it takes to win until you lose. And we went through a couple losing seasons or losing the playoffs. I mean, and we did what we did last year, and it's one thing to have success and another thing dealing with it, and that's what we're learning to do this year.
Question for Jonathan. After you had that surgery last year and went through the lockout, how long did it take you to get to the point that you are now? And is this point, condition-wise, better than where you were last year because of the surgery that you had, or maybe because of something that you did differently?
Well, I would say going into the season in January, I felt healthy. I felt like I was in good shape. I had a couple months of working out and skating. So I wouldn't say that I'm in any better shape now than I was in January. Obviously, health-wise, I'm in a little better shape now than I was during last year's playoff run just because of the injury. But I mean, I didn't feel like going into the season I was, kind of favoring anything or kind of altering my game at all because of the surgery. I felt 100%, and fortunately, it, kind of came around and able to kind of play how I was last year, opposed to how I was playing at the beginning of the year.
Anybody questions? Okay, that'll conclude. Oh, Barna, hold on, one last question.
Back-to-backs, guys, and 3 games in 4 nights. We'll talk a bit about the challenge. So are you busy about going through that in the schedule yet?
Yeah, we haven't done this, in the playoffs yet, at least not since I've been here. So, but it's not going to be any different. I mean, you do that during the regular season quite a bit, and what you have to do as a team or what you have to do personally to get ready. And I don't think it's going to be any different. It's really just getting through the routine and getting as much rest as you can.